Hello. Hi, everyone. I decided to do a live today. I felt really drawn to doing a live, and I haven't done one in a long time. But I wanted to come on here just to explain some of the energies that's going on right now and send you guys some high vibe messages to carry along right now, especially with a lot of the things going on in the world that empaths may struggle with recognizing or seeing and experiencing on an energetic level. Um, there is a huge need, and let me know if you guys can hear me or not, but there is a huge, massive need for cleansing and awareness. I'm going to clear my throat a lot too because I'm doing a lot of throat chakra clearing. And what that looks like is really just channeling these messages and trusting it in the process and knowing that it's all aligned. And I just became a mother again to another child recently. And I feel like during big transitions and changes, that you have to become a new person again, like another level of that evolved being that you are. And that's what I feel like I'm experiencing with being a mother of two now. So it's nice to kind of just sit here and recognize that in a way I'm not the same person, and I haven't been, especially since she was born or since I even became pregnant with her, and that I'm always going to be evolving. And I think that that can be a curious thought or a curious process because it feels like sometimes as soon as we get to know ourselves or we get comfortable in our skin again, that we find ourselves changing or transitioning in a big way. And I think that is so cool. So cool. Okay. Okay. Black Joy, global travel. That's my husband's business. Oh my God, 211. That's crazy. That's my husband and I, our business that we have about travel and just helping people to travel around the world and get to have different experiences. And I even feel like travel can help contribute to becoming a new version of yourself. So if you're looking to grow or have a spiritual experience, traveling is a great thing to do. If you want to evolve as a person, traveling, getting to know different people, getting involved in communities is extremely powerful. So today, I named this basically something like recharging and resetting because I feel like that's what the energy is. And it makes so much sense because as I'm recording this, I don't know if that's when you're watching it, but as I'm recording this, I just a few weeks ago saw the trees and they had these beautiful, colorful leaves on them. And now almost all of the trees have shedded all of their leaves. And I find that so poetic and beautiful for all of us because that's literally what's going on right now energetically. If we look around the world, if we look in our own world of ourselves, we realize that we are also shedding our leaves, we're shedding our skin. That was one of my cats. We have a little kitten and she just knocked over a reef and all the things connected to it. But I find it so beautiful that nature is a symbol and a testament of how we should live our lives and recognize, okay, the end of the year is approaching, which means a new year is approaching. And a lot of people have these new year resolutions, but if we think of it even more poetic, we can consider that we are actually closing a chapter of our lives. A year has passed and we have learned different things, and we're shedding what we believed was true and becoming a new person. And just like the trees shed, we are shedding our skins as well. And I talked in a few videos ago about you may be feeling like a moth or something that has a metamorphosis or a snake that sheds its skin or a beetle, even something that kind of leaves its shell like a hermit crab. And you might be like, what the heck? I'm not a hermit crab. But it's more on the poetic level of there's so much transition that we go through and that we see in nature. And it's so important to recognize that in our lives, we should be doing that as well. We should be shedding our skins, shedding our beliefs, and evolving as a person. And I'm gonna just say this. I didn't know where this live was going, but I'm really liking the direction because we get so caught up when we go through a transition. We're like, oh man, I really was getting the hang of this. But the reality is, we never truly get the hang of anything. We're just like experimenting, we're just hanging out there. We're like, okay, we're going to figure out something new. And that's why it's so important to make crucial choices of the direction that we want to be in, because every single little thing we do will change who we are, will evolve who we are. So if you want to evolve in a better, a more positive direction, make better and more positive choices. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's so beautiful when you recognize that nothing in life is forever, but that also means that the value goes up in those moments. That means that the value goes up in the choices that we make. So I'm saying some stuff here, okay? All right. Make sure you go ahead and like the video if you're still here. All right, let's see. Black Joy Global Travel says travel is as essential as food and water. I agree. I think it really helped you develop the person that you're becoming. It really helped me figure out who I could even be. So I'm loving the direction of this reading already, although my cards just flew all over the place. But one card is facing up and the other ones are facing down. So I'm going to do the one that's facing up. That was crazy. Insane. One time I was shooting a video and somebody was like, the way you shuffle cards really stresses me out. Honey, it stresses me out too. I don't have really good fine motor skills. All right. So determination says intention to achieve, and wisdom says knowledge and understanding. I love these cards together because it says with your wisdom, with your intelligence, you have the power to create what you want. All you need is the process and the determination and the persistence of putting in the effort into what you're trying to create. So those of you who are shedding your skin, like we talked about before, this is a good sign to get in a routine. Whatever it is that you're trying to obtain or working on, get in a routine. Like when you wake up, you set your intentions, whatever it means to you. I mean, some people don't want to sit in the mirror and look at themselves and say affirmations. Meet yourself where you're at. Don't try to be where somebody else is. You have to figure out what it is for you. Maybe it's certain music that you listen to that gets you in the zone to feel determined. Maybe it's rap. Maybe you don't want to listen to 432 hertz. Maybe you don't want to listen to solfeggio frequencies. And that's okay. Because the world is teaching you that there's only one way of obtaining something. 811. Okay, 811. Who's in here? Can you put 811 in the chat? 811, y'all. I just wrote an article on 811, and it talks about it ain't for everybody, but it's for you. That abundance is for you. The level of abundance is not for everybody, but it's definitely for you. And this is that synchronicity that maybe you were looking for. Like, it's for you. It's for you. Okay. But I just want to let you know that the reason why these ideas, these goals, these visions come to you and this alignment comes to you is to let you know you're on the right path and you're being encouraged to continue stepping up to the plate and walking forward. And the reasons why you all might be seeing 11s or 1s is because Spirit is saying you're ready for this. You're ready for this newness. You've already flipped the page and you know what's next. You know what you want to be next. Now you just have to do the steps that you need to do. So continue to hold yourself accountable for creating the life that you want to live. If there's a certain life that you want to live, hold yourself accountable for it. There's no reason why you can't. And if you come up with reasons as to why you can't, why you're not ready for something, That's not helpful and it's not valuable for your life because that is out of alignment. Coming up with reasons for why you don't deserve something is out of alignment with you. So we're not doing that anymore. Okay. This is a high vibe live. So if we're trying to be high vibe, we need to think of ourselves highly. Okay. So let's see what some other cards are. Because this already says with the wisdom that you have and the determination and the consistency that you put in, it's going to grow massive. It's going to be big. 811 was already a sign that you got 911 and 1011 as well. We're seeing a lot of 11s. In the beginning of the video, we saw 211. So this is letting you know that everything that you are focused on, that you are saying to yourself, everything that you are putting on, watching, is your vision board. Everything that you're entertaining right now is your vision board. So is your vision board what you actually want to create for yourself, or is it the stories that you're telling yourself? And this is also saying get started now. There's nothing that you don't have that you can't get started now. So those of you that are already getting started, you've already been working on something, keep it up. Keep it up. It's working out for you. Let's see what else we get. So we've got balance. It says spiritual and physical steadiness. Then we've got peace, which is funny. Oh, I almost forgot about that. It just reminded me. And then guidance. So I don't want to go over these cards yet because I actually meditated for a little bit and I connected to what the energy kind of was. And it started with grounding and being present. The importance of that being present with what you do have. Because sometimes we are so focused on chasing something else, or that we don't have enough, or that we aren't where we want to be, that we don't even realize the amount of progress that we have made in this exact moment. So we may be comparing it to something that we used to have, or comparing it to something that someone else has, or that somebody says that we should have, whatever things we've been taught. But your spirit guy and your spiritual realm team is saying to you, you're doing so great right now. And I want you to know that even though you don't see the money from it, or you don't see the numbers, or you don't see the progress from it, it's not that it isn't there. It's that you're not looking for it. It's that you're already focused on something else. So your spiritual realm team is saying you can make wonders with what you have. And you will make wonders with what you have. And you already have made wonders with what you already have. You are talented. You're a master manifester. You are an alchemist. So you have already created something from nothing. And that is a big hoodoo principle as well. It's like creating something from nothing. We know our grandmothers used to do it. Okay. So if you know that your ancestry has already created something from nothing, that has been passed down to your DNA. You have the capabilities to create something from nothing. I think about Madam C.J. Walker all the time. How the heck did you become a millionaire when like people were making like what 1 cent an hour or something, and then you just out here you're a millionaire? Like what can you imagine how hard it was when living back in that time and you became a millionaire? I mean, nothing could stop that woman. And I think that is so beautiful because that gives me power as well. And it tells me that no matter what I've gone through, no matter what I say my story is, no matter what my story actually is, no matter what, like any of this stuff, no matter how I feel about myself, I can do anything. I can conquer anything. I can eat anything. I can make anything. I can build anything. It doesn't matter. If I want it, I can go get it. So Spirit is saying to you, if you want it, it is yours. Make it. Create it. Okay? Create it. Somebody really was out here, them brothers, what are they called? The Wright brothers. They created an airplane. That's crazy. Like really just start to think about the stuff that we utilize every day. Electricity, airplanes, trains. Somebody thought about all of these things. Somebody said, I want to be able to do this. And they created it. That can be you. It already is you. You just have to tap into that. And the way you tap into it is by believing it and being consistent and showing up every day. Now, I'm not telling you to sit here for 12 hours working on the same thing all day. If your heart feels happy doing that, please do. But what I am saying is show up. Show up when the call is there. Don't stop when things get heated. Don't stop when things get hard. Keep showing up. Always show up. Tell the universe, tell God, tell spirit, I am ready for my blessings. You're ready for your blessings. And I like to say this thing, you know, you are showing up. Black Joy Global Travel says, showing up now, showing up all over the world, okay? But you know it's meant for you when you keep being drawn to it, when your heart calls you to it, when you blush a little bit thinking about it, when that idea comes up and you're like, I gotta do this. If it keeps stalking you, you have already made that goal, that dream, your soulmate. Be dedicated to it. Think of it as a person. How would you take care of this dream, this goal, if it was your person, your lover? Okay, you need to satisfy those needs, right? Okay. So think of your goals as personified and important to you, and something that you need to love, you need to cherish, that you need to show that you love. Don't be a neglectful partner with your dream. Show up for it. And a lot of the times when you feel burnt out when it comes to your dream, it's because you've lost sight of your vision. You lost sight of what you truly love in the process. And you need to recenter, reset yourself. And how can you do that? I always talk about meditation. I always talk about self-care. Self-care being working on yourself, drinking a nice glass of water and just sitting there in the quiet and the silence, listening to your favorite song maybe. There's so many different ways. You have to figure out what works for you. I have a song by India Arie that is called There's Hope that I love to listen to when I have anxiety. And I literally just start singing, back when I had a little, I thought that I needed a lot. A little was overrated, but a lot was a little too complicated. See, zero didn't satisfy me. I literally just sing that song and it calms me. And it just, like, what is that for you? How do you find peace in a moment that is chaotic and in a moment that you forget who you are or what you want in your life? You need to figure that out. If you're going to take one thing away from this video, please figure out what can get you together. What can set you up for success? What can make you feel whole? Okay, so that balance, that spiritual and physical steadiness is what you need. Figuring that out, what brings me balance, what restores my energy. And a lot of the reason why that song restores my energy is because I was super close to my grandfather. I called him Ginna. And well, my cousins also called him Ginna, obviously. But I don't want them being like, excuse me, you called him Ginna? Like, we all call him, whatever. So the reason why that song means so much to me is because I remember him singing that song and the light that he would feel. And it almost was a light passed down to me listening to that song as well. He passed away like 15 years ago. And I just, every time I sing that song, I feel him near me. And I feel like I have the strength of multiple beings. So that brings me strength in moments that I feel that I'm burnt out or I can't keep going or I'm having anxiety right now. 1818, yo, the numbers are going crazy today. Okay. And that number, 1818, is big on completion. Big on completion. Like, we're already seeing the ones and the 11s. And then we're seeing 1818. Whatever page you were on, you've already flipped it. You flipped it. You're not here anymore. You're over here. Okay. And you may have gotten like all the way over here within a short amount of time. So yeah, I think we covered a lot. Oh my God. I still got more to go. So discipline was something we already talked about, but that's also what I saw when I meditated. I saw discipline pop up. And we've been talking about showing up for your goals, showing up and making sure you're there when the opportunity presents itself. Don't quiet or silence yourself or make yourself small when people start talking about your topic. Show up. You're an expert. You're an expert, okay? Make sure you go ahead and like this video too so that more people can see it, hype me up. But discipline, consistent effort, and order is so important, so valuable right now. So make sure that you are showing up for your goals. That is your significant other. That is your lover. That is your partner. How are you going to show up for your partner, which is your goal? Partner equals goal. Okay. And if you don't know what your goal actually is, it is time to sit down and think, how do I want to impact other people? And how do I want to impact myself through the process? That alone is going to change how you see your life overall. Inspiration. It says that this grounding and this discipline is obviously going to bring you inspiration. Like you may be like, I don't know if I really want to do this with my life, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to give my all. Or maybe you've already passed this point, but you try out something and you're like, I'm just going to keep doing it until I figure out what I want to do. That's so good. Some people like they think you just got to figure out what you want and stick to it for the rest of your life. No, you're going to keep changing and evolving in your life, and you're going to change and evolve your goals, and you're going to master these goals. So it is normal and it is healthy to say, I've evolved from this and I want to move here. So whatever you're being consistent with, if you decide down the road that, okay, I want to kind of change it a little bit to this, you can do that. It's yours. You guys are working together. Marriages evolve, right? Couples evolve. So you can evolve too. Parents evolve, and you should be. Everyone should be evolving. So don't be nervous that if you buckle down on something or a topic or a goal, that it's scary because you're sitting here and you're committing to it being only this way. No, things evolve. Me and my husband got married like 10 years ago, and we are different people than we ever were before. And we have changed so many times. Like, I swear, every year it's a different person, and sometimes every 6 months. I still love him because I love his core being, and he still loves me because he loves my core being. And there will always be a core being and core memories that serve you on that process. However, you may change how you want to execute the process, and that's okay. That's okay. You and your dreams are working together. You are evolving. You are growing. I love it. I'm loving this. I'm going to have to rewatch this. How are y'all feeling? Black Joy Global Travel says, amen. I'm going to F the S out of these goals. Because I said, how are you gonna show up for your partner? How are you gonna love on your partner, which is your goal? Good. Make sure nothing's left. Okay, no desire is left when you deal with your goals. Okay, you're serving every desire. Serenity period. So this is saying that this is your serenity period, and that peace is going to show up for you when you really are just connecting to who you are as a person. Like, it's so crazy because sometimes I be dreading going live. I'd be like, oh my God, if I go live, like it just feels like it's so much pressure. But when I tell you, I was so excited and so, I don't know, peace was just instilled in me the moment I clicked go live, and I feel at peace. Mind you, I do like to meditate before I do my videos and before I go live. So the meditation that I did also instilled some peace in me, and I felt like I could feel my brain rewiring my beliefs about going live. And you know what? And I think the reason why Spirit is having me say that is that sometimes when we feel fear towards something, we really just need to sit there for a little bit in the quiet, close our eyes, and try to connect to our energy centers and what it's telling us and what our body is telling us. And sometimes we realize, wait, what was that? Like, what was I even feeling? Like, that wasn't even me. That's not even how I actually feel about the situation. And the fear that I had of going live and feeling like there was going to be pressure instantly went away as soon as I just closed my eyes, and I was like, and then I was like, I control the live. Like, I'm safe here. So if you have a situation in your life where you're like, I really want this goal to happen, I really want to speak to these people, I really want to connect to this community, I don't know if I'm an expert, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if what I'm going to say is going to resonate with people. And what are they going to do? Fight you? like really think about it and say, I'm safe here. I'm controlling this and how this is going to go, and I have complete control over myself. And I know that Spirit keeps telling me I have something to say, because I do. Because there are people out there that will receive the message that will love the message, that will feel safe in the message as well. So sometimes just take a step away, breathe, and come back. Go take a sip of water. It's just like when you see a kid and you're thinking, oh, I wish they would just like go wash their face real quick because the situation isn't that big. Like they dropped a little bit of water, a little droplet of water, and they're crying, freaking out, like, ah. And you're like, just like breathe, go put water on your face, relax yourself. Once again, these are the grounding activities that you have to find. Okay. Figure out what can reset you and make you feel better in a moment where you feel insecure or in a moment where you feel like you can't conquer something. You need to take a step away and breathe or splash that water on your face or go cook grandma's recipe or something like that and just like try to pick yourself back up. Right. So figure out what that looks like for you. You deserve that level of peace, that serenity in doing what you're doing for the world and doing what you're doing for yourself. The other message I put is listening to how the body feels when it reacts to people, places, and things. This is also important sometimes too, because if you're already in a place of fear, you may not know where that emotion is coming from. It's important that you take that step away as well so that you can differentiate where is it coming from? Is it my energy? Is it someone else's? Is it past energy? Is it trauma? Healers break to heal. The Guide to Forgiveness Workbook. Is it trauma? Is it a past pain? Is it residual pain? Like what's going on here? Asking yourself those questions. And over here in this community, we like to ask ourselves questions because we do the shadow work. We do the self work so that we have power over ourselves. That's what I wrote Healers Break to Heal about. Y'all already know that if you've been here for a while. Healers Break to Heal, the Guide to Forgiveness Workbook, is about taking your power back, giving yourself the love that you deserve and that you desire in your life. Recognizing that it starts with you. That healing starts with you. You have the opportunity to heal and have power over yourself. So take that power. Do that healing. Love yourself. The next message is slowness. Slowness is alignment right now. So if the pace feels kind of slow right now, like maybe you're waiting on something, maybe you're waiting for a piece of technology, or you're waiting for a battery or a camera, or you're waiting for amount of money to come in to buy something. It's saying the slowness is perfect for you right now. So just embrace the slowness that you're feeling. I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying that word. It's probably telling me to slow down. But embrace the slowness that you're experiencing right now because it serves a part of the process. And a lot of people don't want to hear that because they're like, well, I got stuff to do. I got stuff to do. That is a cultural thing, especially in America. So if you want to get out of that routine of feeling like you always have to move fast and be a snowball going down the hill, recognize that spiritually, you never have to rush, especially if things are in alignment for you. So if you believe that things are in alignment for you, recognize the pace that you're at and the pace that you have the power to withstand, and be grateful for whatever, whatever your bandwidth is at this moment. And for a lot of you, it's going to be slowness. It's going to be a more calmer feel. And that's okay. That's beautiful. Recognize that and say, if things feel slow, if my computer is shutting down and this is happening and I feel pause right here, my child's coming over to me while I'm doing this and this, embrace the slowness, embrace the pause, because it serves a crucial point in this progress. Embrace it, love it, cherish it. It's important, it's valuable, and it is going to help you to grow. It is going to help you to understand yourself. It's going to help you to get new ideas and be inspired. And those of you who have creative blocks, if you're often turning away the opportunity to be positively distracted, and I'll explain what that looks like, but if you're turning away the chance to be positively distracted, you may still suffer from blockages, because sometimes we pray for something to offer us creativity or an opportunity, and we don't realize it's in front of us. It just doesn't look the way that we thought it would. And Spirit is like, you said you didn't want to be creatively blocked anymore. and I sent your child over to you with these random instruments that are loud, go dance. Go play it with them. You know, these are opportunities that we get. Embrace them. Or maybe it's not your child, maybe it's your animal. Maybe they're like running through the house and they keep scratching at you and running through the house, and you're like, stop that, you're making too much noise or something like that. Go play with them, go chase them. Maybe you don't have a pet, maybe you don't have kids, maybe someone calls you and keeps calling you, maybe they got bad jokes. Get on the phone, have bad jokes with them. Like, these are opportunities to live life. Literally opportunities to live life, to spark creation, because creations come from living. They come from living. And especially in America, we get so detached from what living looks like because we have electronics and we all fall short. It's okay. Like, it happens. We are evolving as a civilization. But sometimes we get so disconnected from touch, from voice, from experience, that we need to disconnect and step away to get that spark of inspiration. Continue to be consistent, continue to work on your goal. Yes. But sometimes stepping away just for a couple of hours can help you to re-spark your imagination. So that's a beautiful message too. It also said that even though you're in a slower period, things will start to pick up once you become consistent and you get the hang of things. So this is saying there's a process, there's a cycle. And even if we look outside, I don't know when you're watching this, whenever you're watching this, it is aligned for you. But as I'm recording this video, and if I look outside, it's dark, but if I look outside and it was daylight, I would see once again the trees and how they've slowed down, how they don't have to provide for every leaf that's on it anymore, how the leaves have fallen, how it's quieter outside. I don't hear as many animals. Nature has calmed down. So what do you think that means for us? It's time to calm down. And guess what? In a few months, it's going to pick back up. For us, it might be sooner. Who knows? But things are going to pick back up. And then we also have to think, this is a holiday season for us. Like, there are so many holidays. There are so many holidays during the season. And if we're over here trying to meet the expectations of holidays and family gatherings and being around more people than we're used to being around, then we also have to give ourselves grace in other areas. You have to recognize, I have been around a lot of people, which can be draining. It can be draining, especially if you're an empath. So it'd be really good for me right now to not be so hard on myself. Like, today I was supposed to upload a video and I really wasn't even hard on myself. I loved that. I loved every bit of it. But I was supposed to upload a video by 10 a.m. and I was like, I'm not done. And I'm going to take my time putting it out because quality is important to me. So if you want to put out good quality, take your time with it. Try to hold yourself accountable to meet expectations and deadlines. But if you don't, what you going to do? Just get it done and give it some love and give yourself love in the process. Okay? Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't nobody deserve that. Ain't nobody got time for it. So things are going to pick up once you start to get the hang of things, okay? And the patterns. And then positively distracted. What I meant by positively distracted is the things that give our life more meaning, that add to our core memories. I have a grandfather-in-law, and often I'll be working on something, and I swear he calls me every time I'm working on something or I'm on the phone with someone else. And I kind of smile when he calls because I'm like, this 70-plus-year-old man calls me and he's got the worst jokes of all time. And I love it because I start joking back with him and I hear his laugh and it's raspy. And I know that that will always be a core memory for me. Even though he's my husband's grandfather, he's mine too. That's my grandfather too. So I love hearing his voice on the phone and I love hearing his bad jokes, even though sometimes I'm like, I'm really in the middle of something, but this is a positive distraction. It feeds me and I love it. So what are those positive distractions that you have in your life? The things that pop up in moments where you already might be stressed or you already might be working or overwhelmed and you're like, I really don't want to pick up this phone right now. And it's like somebody yelling or something. And you're just like, what the heck is going on? Like, these are positive distractions. You have to have discernment to know how it makes you feel. I love this reading. How are you guys liking it? Let me know. I'm going to pick a few other cards. These two also said peace. And I love this. This just looks so cozy. It says peace, tranquility, and acceptance. So loving yourself, understanding that you are who you are and that you can change anything that is in you that you don't like, and you can grow it, and you can look up ways to change it, and you can feed more into yourselves if you don't want something anymore. I hear a lot of people complaining a lot of things about themselves, and I want to ask them with love, how do you contribute to that? And in a deeper way, why do you keep contributing to things that you don't like about yourself? That is a form of a lack of self-love. If you do something that you know you don't like the result of it, and you keep doing it to yourself, and then you complain about it, and it keeps you from being able to do things that you love, that is a form of not loving yourself. Why do you not love yourself enough to make the choices that make you feel loved? If you do something and it brings you shame, and you know this, and you continue to do it, why do you like shaming yourself? Why are you in the cycle of shame? These are some real questions. And when I start to ask people this, I haven't had any issues where somebody gets upset. There's maybe been one patient that I had and they got upset. But, I gave that grandmotherly look and they shut it down. But most of the time, what I've been met with is, wow, I didn't realize I was doing that to myself. And I'm like, you deserve better. And now you have the power to change it. So I just want you all to know that if there's a cycle that you're on, then you can change the cycle if you don't like it. Change it. Break it. Working on seeing the kids as a positive distraction when I'm working. And I love that. And you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Guidance says help from the higher beings. I love this because this is asking you to listen to your Ori, which is your higher self, and ask your higher self, what direction makes me feel more loved? How can I love myself more? How can I love the people around me more? And a lot of that starts from loving yourself more first, because the people around us are reflections of us. Okay? Listen to that again, especially kids. The people around us are reflections of us. So how we treat the people around us is how we treat ourselves deep down. There's many different ways you can see this. Yes, we are a collective consciousness, but what I'm saying is the people that we keep around us, they are different reflections and pieces of us. How we love them says how we love that piece of us. How we get upset with them, we get upset with that same thing that we do when we do it. Now, you can see this as, yeah, because I feel like people should be held accountable. But that also tells me that you're not listening to that side of you either. And we all do it. We literally all do this. We all keep people around us that may make us feel more shame, more hatred for ourselves, put us in a cycle of, oh, I know I shouldn't have did that. Or I shouldn't have said that, but I got to that point. Like, what are you gonna do? How are we gonna fix this? Especially when you want to keep people around, how are we going to fix this? How are we going to change it? Are we going to deny access? Are we going to limit access? Are we going to change access? Change how we handle the situation? So there's so many things to think about when we are involving ourselves with the relationships in our lives as well, and how we want to contribute to them, because relationships are about working together, about collaboration. So how are we contributing? All right, let me pick more cards. I like this deck. My friend, I was actually just talking to her on the phone today, is the one who gave me these. Like, 7 years ago. And I was like, I love these. They're so cute. The source. I love this because this doesn't always come out for other people. The source is really telling you that spirit can hear every bit of what you're saying. So what you're saying is coming to you. Make sure that you're saying things that feel good, that feel right, and feel aligned. If this is the point, when you sit here in your life and you're like, I'm not in the right dimension. That's because whenever you had this last opportunity, you were just saying foolery. Okay. Make sure right now, when you're seeing these ones and these 11s and these 2s, that you're speaking life into yourself. And anything that is life is something that makes you feel vibrant, that makes you feel good inside. The things that don't make you feel good is a form of death, a form of shedding, things that we need to shed or transmute. Morality. What feels right for you and what feels wrong? And why are you doing things that don't feel right for you? Things that don't feel aligned for you? Why are you connecting to things that don't feel right? And sometimes this has to do with news and watching the news and reading newspapers. I don't know who's still out here reading newspapers, but you get what I'm saying. And that's no shade if you're still out here reading newspapers. Kind of, but not really. But if you are engaging in things that don't feel good and you're not in a place where you're able to fix it, or you're not fixing anything, or you're not contributing or donating or sharing the information in a way that can positively help, you're part of the problem. And I really hate to say that, but you're part of the problem, because now you're in a loop of shame again, and now you're not helpful. I actually really hate saying that to people, because people really be like, but I really want to, but you're not able to help like this. You can't help. Like, you're useless in the situation. So make sure you're at a place where you actually can contribute. Make sure you're in a place where you're not just sitting here feeling shame and feeling disgusting and feeling horrible about something you're seeing somebody else go through, and that you're not helping. So how can you actually help? And if you can't, you're in a toxic cycle. Consciousness and creativity. These 2 cards came out, and I love this message because this is saying that you are connecting more to the collective consciousness, and you are gaining a level of consciousness that you haven't had before, which is saying that there's a level of knowledge that you have not tapped into, and now you can tap into it. And it's offering you levels of creativity, levels of creation that is being in place for you. So what does this look like? Maybe an idea that you've had and it's been able to morph. It's been able to grow. You've been watering it. You've been watering this idea. Not only that, but you've been working on it. You've been planning for it. You've been putting together a mood board, a vision board, idea board for it. You've been putting together like, it just looks like a plan. Like, I'm seeing plans, like an actual plan of how I'm going to distribute this, how I'm going to apply for that job, how I'm going to get that job, how I'm going to get that house. You're in your master manifester period, and you're actually trying to manifest something big for yourself. And I see that this is a lot of different areas in your life, not just one area. You are not single-minded. You are multidimensional right now, and you are focused on so many different things at once that your life in a year and a half is not going to look anything like it looks right now. Not your money, not your house, not even your kids, obviously not your kids, but your kids are even going to be different. They're going to act different. They're going to feel different. Like, maybe the number of kids you have is going to be different. Like, there's a lot of changes. There's a lot of changes and a lot of shifts. I like this. I like this for you guys, because this change, this shift that's happening was where you wanted to be. This is what you envisioned for yourself. And a lot of you are having vivid dreams right now. Vivid dreams. Okay. And your spirit guides, or are connecting to you through these dreams. They're sending you signs and synchronicities. Maybe you see a certain number, maybe you see a certain person, maybe you see a certain community, and they're giving you little hints on how to make things easier for yourself. Some of you are going to miss the mark. Some of you are going to get up too soon and not remember the dreams. Slow down. Your guides have already told you slow down. In the beginning of the reading, it already said slow down. This is why you're missing stuff, because you're moving too fast. Slow down. This ride has so many signs and synchronicities on it. And obviously, you're not going to get all of them, especially not right away. Some of them are going to click, but not all of them are going to click right away. But your guides are saying the slower you are right now, the more messages you can get. So just listen to that. And if you've been feeling tired lately, energetically, it is also welcoming you into the dream realm. That's crazy. That was a message direct, like literally, that was literally just channeling. Like I heard that as it came out. They're welcoming you to the dream realm. That's low-key crazy. So if you've been feeling tired, maybe you haven't been seeing as many signs, maybe you haven't been seeing as many spirits around, numbers, shapes, even like if you haven't been seeing as many things as you usually see, or figures, I'm just seeing things, imagery, spirit animals. Even if you haven't been seeing those things as much and you want to start seeing them more and you're feeling tired right now, your spirit guides are welcoming you into the dream realm. That is really like taking me to another dimension. Was that crazy to hear with y'all? Were y'all like, what? That's crazy. Let's see what we get. They talking today. I don't even know how long this is going to go on. It could be going on for a long time. Okay. We are the world. Okay, so we're building the world right now. This is telling me definitely get out in the community when you have time. Try to make the time to get out in the community and connecting with people. And somebody around you gives you random signs or random things that's just like in tune with what you've already been thinking. These are synchronicities. These are your anchors in life. These are people who connect to spirit. And spirit is like, I know you're going to go to this person, or I know they will take the information from this person. I'm hearing things a little. Okay, now we're definitely deepening into the channeling. So spirit is saying the person that is around you that gives you messages a lot, have faith that these messages are for a reason, because spirit is literally speaking through them. Okay. And spirit is also saying you're not a burden. And if you feel like a burden, or if you feel like not asking for help or support or something like that, it's saying that you already know who you can ask for support and help from. Somebody's also not being like, somebody doesn't want to stress you out. So sometimes they don't completely give you information about something, or maybe you tell them something and they just seem out of it. Like they're not completely looking into what you're saying, or they're not giving you feedback. And you're like, I need a reaction. Like, feed my drama. So remember that you're not a burden, and let people know they can be honest with you. That, you know, if things seem funny to them, they can laugh. Like, let people know they can be eased around you. I'm seeing the rooster. Be free. Be free is what I'm hearing. So you're free from the places that you've been tied to. Okay, spirit. You're free from the places that you've been tied to. This is breaking traditions. This is breaking Hierophant. Okay. This is breaking values that you were taught were values, but they don't feel like values to you. This is also somebody around you may be very structured, very formal. And this is saying that you don't need to follow that. You can be you. You can be free. Be the rooster. That's fun. Be the rooster. Make all the loud noise. Be fun, because this brings life to those people as well. And they've gotten so detached from life. This could be people at your job. This could be grandparents. This could be parents. This could be a spouse. This could be even children in your life. Okay. So what we got here, you guys want me to get something from here. What's going on? Just a little bit. Is this resonating with anybody? Anybody got a message for me? Want to say anything? Completion. Okay, you've completed the phase of being someone that you're not. Period. Like, you have let somebody put together the puzzle pieces of who you are, and it just doesn't resonate with who you are. So you're just not that person. The rooster is also telling me that it's time to be free. It's time to be yourself. And you're going to have an interaction with somebody where you're like, you're still on this. Like, you're still being this way. Like, you didn't get it yet. And it's saying that that conversation doesn't even need to be had because you've already had these conversations. You've already given out that energy. You've already made it clear of your expectations and your values. And Spirit is saying, you completed that cycle. You broke that cycle already. There's no need to have that conversation. You don't need to break it any more than it's already been broken. Just be who you are. Be who you are. You don't have to hold anybody else accountable. You don't have to hold anybody else accountable, okay? Your abundance is coming through as well. I'm seeing bees, bumblebees, flowers. I'm seeing vegetation. I'm literally seeing food growing in unexplainable conditions. Unexplainable conditions, okay? So food is growing in weird, odd conditions, and it's like you're being told you will never be without. You will always have everything that you need. And that's funny because I have this lemon plant that's growing, and mind you, it is the fall. It is freezing outside. There was sleet outside today, and my lemons are growing. My lemons are growing, guys. So this is just a message. You're gonna have everything that you need. You're going to have everything that you need. This is why you don't have to meet anybody's expectations of what they see for you or what they want for you or how they told you to be. Just be you. Clinging to the past. Okay, remember how I said you don't even need to have these conversations? Like, you've already had enough. You don't need to teach anybody how to be. Just be. So it's saying that you making that choice alone fixes the situation because none of that matters. None of it matters. Maturity. This is your level of maturity, and then people realizing that maturity doesn't look the way they thought it did. People think that structure is always the answer. No, it's not. Life has no structure sometimes. Like, you have to be willing to adapt to the situations. Let me know. How are you guys feeling? Am I saying something for you? Who's in here? Oh, okay. So I'm seeing the owl. Oh my God. You're starting to understand people. You're starting to understand why people move the way that they move. You're starting to understand why people are why people don't understand you is because they don't understand themselves yet. And you're turning into yourself and you're saying, that is not my burden to carry. The only thing that I need to carry right now is an understanding of myself, a connection to myself. And all of these shadows behind her show me that all these voices, they cannot touch you. I'm hearing meditating in a club. Okay, like imagine that, meditating in a club, meditating at a carnival. Isn't that crazy? Like, you're sitting there and nothing can bother you right now. Nothing can take you off track of what you're trying to imagine for yourself, what you're trying to obtain for yourself. That's beautiful. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Letting go. This is once again confirming. Let it go. Don't hold on to it. Don't carry it anymore. You said what you needed to say. It's off your chest. You're good. And this message is conditioning. And we've already talked about breaking free of those chains, letting that routine go, recognizing that you don't have to be anything that anybody expects you to be. Just be yourself. That's more than enough. And you should know that. I think this card is beautiful because there's all these sheep around and then it's just a lion. And I'm like, is the sheep bonded to the lion and the lion looks sad or something like that? I don't know. It just feels like the lion is seen as the predator in this, as the problem, as a problem child. The lion is seen as a problem child. The lion is seen as the problem. But if you look at the lion, it just feels like you name me as the bad guy, but I'm not. And it feels like you've been named as the bad guy or problematic or in trouble for certain things. And you're really not that you're a victim in the situation, but you're not the predator. You're not the one causing issues around you. And you never really have been. You've just been quite honest, and you've been trying to be more confrontational with things about how the truth of situations is. You don't like to ignore things because they start to build up. They get you frustrated. And then you're just like a flame just got lit. So this is telling me that you've been conditioned that bringing up a problem is a problem, but it's not. The problem is ignoring it, acting like it doesn't exist. But what you're learning to do is get it off your chest and move forward and say, I'm not going to keep living in this pattern with you. I recognize how you treat me. I recognize how you love me. I recognize how you talk to me, how you value me. And I know what I deserve. And I know what I'll get when I come here. So I don't have any other expectations other than what I know I've gotten in the past. If you surprise me, you surprise me. But I'm not going to sit here hoping and praying all the time for that. I mean, you can pray for it, but don't let yourself get let down because that expectation wasn't met if you keep ending up in the same pattern. If this is a pattern that you've already been in, recognize the pattern that you're in. Spirit, are there any other messages that you want to give from this deck? Beyond illusion. Okay, so it's saying once you realize the pattern that you're in and you break free from that, you'll realize the illusions that were with it, that you really didn't like. You get what you get with this person, you know what you get. And it feels like a group of people. Actually, it just feels like this weird thing that you may have been getting from a group of people or one person or something. It just feels like traditions are being broken. Just saw 811 again. Okay, money bags. But I love that because you're breaking this illusion of sadness, of this person has so much control over me, or these people have so much control over me, and you're saying, like, I actually have more control in the situation than I thought, and I know what I do deserve, and I'm not going to keep begging for anything because I know what I deserve. And let's see what other cards we get from the healers, the Heal Yourself reading cards. This reading is good, y'all. This has been a good time. My husband told me I need to do this more. I agree. I really do. I always have a good time with y'all. Inner child. Okay, so a lot of you are healing your inner child. You're revisiting home and trying to heal your inner child as well. And then this is saying having the courage to go back somewhere where you were, to look around, to observe. And then I'm also hearing that some of you guys are being courageous enough to go somewhere that you've never been. Phoenix rising. This says that, baby, you may have like gone down and had your low points already, but now you are rising above it. You were creating the fire and you were scared of the fire burning you down, but now you are the flame. Now you are the flame. Come on now. In sexual arts, sex life is going to be great. If you're under 18, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Okay? It ain't got nothing to do with you. You shouldn't even be watching this. Okay? Because I'm grown. I'm grown. Anyway. And this, once again, says home, and this says inner child. So a lot of you are healing your inner child wounds at your home, in your hometown, with people who lived with you when you were a child, or people who live with you for a very long time where you felt childish or immature. And this is beautiful because you're healing an inner child as an adult, and you're recognizing that those things that you carried with you, you do not have to carry any longer. And those of you who don't know, like I said earlier in the reading, I do have a book, Healer's Break to Heal, which is really great for going through that process. It's a quicker process for you. So this inner child healing, this going back to your hometown, or maybe living back in your hometown, or visiting family during the holidays, maybe, whatever it is, this is saying that you're going to be working on your inner child and trying to heal whatever you're going through in this imagery, whatever made you feel vulnerable or made you feel sick. You're learning to heal that. And some of you may not be going back home. You may be going somewhere where you felt comforted, but then something bad happened, and you're kind of changing the imagery that's connected to it. And that's a positive interaction as well, because you are rewriting your story. And I love when you can rewrite a story. Like, I had a bad dream one time, and my therapist said, "Have you ever thought about rewriting the ending of your dream?" And I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever heard of. So if any of you are having a bad moment in life, or you are having a bad dream, remember to wake up and say, I'm going to rewrite the story. I'm going to rewrite what I want to happen. And I'm going to make sure I have power in the situation, because that's what I'm here for, is to remind you of your power and give you your power back. And once again, my name is Twilah Faye, for those of you who don't know who I am. And if you really enjoy this video, make sure you like it, you share it, you subscribe, comment down below. And if you want to see more content, become a member on my channel. Boy, it's nice to be back. Bye, guys. How the heck do I end this?